Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel and Pool Talk, and welcome to my guest Shawn, who's here today. We said we're doing this morning because
In the pool.
it's in the pool.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't even have to worry about lighting because it's not sunny.
Yeah, it's the first time that it hasn't been like, yeah.
It has not been very sunny in the last couple of days.
I'm like you, I try and get my videos done before, like between 6:30 and 7:30 before the sun comes.
Yeah. So we usually swim every morning, or almost, right? Well, you
Pretty
do.
much every morning.
And part of the reason you're in the DR is because you needed a pool.
Yeah. They shut all the pools down in Canada. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't stay here. I got to
Yeah.
swim every day. If I don't swim, I don't walk. So it's
Yeah.
a really simple equation, right?
Yeah.
Swim, walk, right?
Yeah.
But it used to take a lot longer. In Canada, to go for a swim in the pool, it takes like an hour. Half an hour to
Yeah.
get there, an hour in the pool. It's like 3 hour tour just to go for
and
a swim.
and that's part of a work day, really.
Yeah.
But here you just walk out and hop in the pool.
I walk out, hop in the pool
go
at
home.
least once a day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Why the DR though?
Well, I looked at a lot of places. They have these great websites, like one is called Digital Nomads, great websites. And I looked at all the different countries. And one of the countries that was up for contention was Turkey, because they have really good Wi-Fi in Turkey and really low rates for living, right? So I looked at a lot of different things. And then, I'm one of these people, I believe you get signs.
Yeah.
They can come from anywhere. But I get this call from a friend who says, hey, I just visited the DR. It was really great. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do all my businesses from there. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, I need to go somewhere. Cool. So I got out of Canada literally right when they shut the borders down and worked my way to the States, and then eventually made my way here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was paying when I first got here, because it was just post-COVID, like I was paying a ridiculously small amount for, I think I was paying $500.
Well, yeah, because
Canadian,
but even we got the deal of a lifetime. We had a two-floor condo, penthouse condo, and we were paying $1,800. Now that's still very high, but for the unit that it was not high.
And for the amenities, that's the other thing.
Oh,
right?
and we were on the beach too, though.
And on the beach, yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah. And
even now, if I compare what I was paying in Canada to what I'm paying now, I mean, I was paying about $2,000 a month in Canada, and I'm paying about less than half that now.
Yeah,
Canadian. Right,
Yeah.
if I work it all out in my head.
Yeah.
And I think that, here's one thing I didn't expect when I left Canada. I wasn't expecting people to be jealous. Did you have that when you left? A few people that were just like,
no,
I wish I could move to the DR and just work, like that.
Not jealous. I think I had a few people.
Envious? I don't know.
No,
Like,
they
it's
were
kinda
more
weird.
like, you're doing what? You're going where? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But as time has moved on, I've answered a few posts online, and I've been tagged a few times in groups in Canada and Montreal about relocation. And one lady, I remember, she wrote, well, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it.
And it is that easy.
And I replied to her, I said, I understand what you're saying. And I said, but it can be simple. And I think that living here, there is a simplification to life.
Sure.
I think that
The pace of life has gone down considerably.
yeah. And it doesn't mean that we don't work hard and we're not doing things. It just means that we have
They
less
never see
here.
me during the day, actually, here. I'm never out here during the day. I'm always in my computer working, running my businesses online, talking with people. And, but what's really great is once you shut the computer down, you don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Well,
We're kind of in a beautiful little corner of the world.
in one of those little places where, you can even come swim and not talk to anybody if you don't want to.
If you don't want to.
Yeah, we say that. So what are your favorite things about being here? Like, I mean, obviously you get to work here, which is great. You don't have to worry about your income is online. And I think this is an important point to address, folks, is that if you are going to do this, you have to have a job.
You have to have a job. You can't
Unless you're retired, you have
I don't like that
boatloads
word.
of
Let's not
cash.
use that word.
Not that word, but...
Did you know that when people use that word, they actually die faster?
Oh, shush.
Don't use that word. Yeah, just call it the R word. It's like a worse than the F word. It's the R word is like
It's like the V
R
word
will kill
from
you.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. We don't say
speak
that word.
Okay.
I
didn't
that
know
shall
that.
not be named.
Yeah.
No, they've proven.
Yeah.
Brain science, and they've done studies on it, and they say that as soon as you start using that word, your body starts thinking you don't have a purpose anymore.
Okay,
And so your
makes
body starts to
sense.
shut down a little bit. And I'm like, nope, not for me. Thank you very
No.
much.
But if you're going to come here and
Gotta
you're
get a
not
job.
going to
You gotta
work...
have a job before you get here.
Yeah, and you have to work online. But what are some of the things that you love about here?
I think one of the things I love a lot about here is that, you know, there's a lot of freedom to be.
Mm.
There's a lot less make wrong, like it's, you know, if they're going to make you wrong, you're not going to understand them doing it anyway because they're going to do it in Spanish. But they're friendly and they're giving and everybody wants to help you. This thing shocked me when I first got here. When there's an accident, everybody stops.
Well, there was one here just yesterday, and
Everybody stops.
Yeah,
Nobody does anything until everybody's taken care of, right?
Yeah.
Like so abnormal. Like it's so not what we're used to, right?
no,
Where we come
no,
from, right?
because, and I think that now there's this. I hate to say a stigma, but people don't want to stop and help because of the repercussions of what
Yeah.
might happen to them. And here, yeah, you don't see that. People will come and help you right
And it's
away.
interesting because obviously, you guys, the road only has 2 lanes where we live.
Well, there's two, but
There's 2,
but they
we try and
create
pretend there's
5.
4. They try and pretend 5.
Yeah,
So if there's an accident that blocks the road, obviously everybody stops, right?
Yeah.
But they are more helpful, I find, than at
Yeah.
home. So I love that. So I love that. Let's help, nature.
Yeah.
Love that about it. I also love that the rain isn't cold. Do you know, like, I'm from Vancouver.
Oh
for
my
those
God.
of you who don't know,
Oh
right?
my God, that's true. It is not cold. No.
So here's what I did.
Yeah.
How they act in the rain here, you guys, is really funny. So I went to the grocery store, and while I was in the grocery store, it started to rain.
Yeah.
And so I come out of the grocery store with
And
my
did you keep
thing.
walking?
I kept walking, but they stopped me.
Yes.
They're like, no, 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 no. Rain. I'm like,
I know.
yes, I see the rain.
That happened to us. That happened to us in Sosua one day. They were all standing at the door, and my husband and I looked at each other and went,
Why
"What
are
are we
they standing
doing
here? What are we doing
I
here?
go, we're gonna get wet anyways, and we just walked out and got in our car, and everybody stood right at the door.
And they stopped me again. They didn't even stop me once. They stopped me twice. I said, yes, I see the rain. And I went to walk again. They're like, no, no, no.
Yeah,
Rain. So then I said, neither rain nor sleet nor snow will stop me. I'm Canadian, right?
yeah, exactly.
But so then we drive out, and then the next thing you see is where the gas station is.
Yeah.
And what you see is 100 motos under the
the gas-
overhangs of
yeah.
the gas station. Everybody's standing on their moto waiting for the rain to stop. It's hilarious.
We love the warm rain.
Love the warm rain. Love the warm rain. And there's so many.
Oh,
I
good
love-
morning. You said hi to the camera.
Good morning. We can say hi to everybody that comes by. Hi, everybody. The other thing I love is that it's very European in the feel of when you're shopping and stuff. Like you go to this store because they're really good at this.
Yeah.
And you go to that store because they have really good cabbage. But you go to this store over here because
You're hilarious
they have
with your
eggs.
cabbage.
I'm a cabbage connoisseur. But we have the Veggie Man. So here's the thing, you guys. There's a farm
Yeah.
several hours away, and the Veggie Man comes once a week. You can order, and you get fresh. The cabbage they gave me was this big. It was twice as big as my head. So I love that. Organic vegetables. Yeah, they're all organic vegetables. They can't really afford pesticides. So everything's organic pretty much,
Yeah, the
I
milk
love
guy, the
that.
dairy guy
The dairy
too.
guy,
I
the
love
milk
his
guy.
products. They were
The sour cream he gave me was like,
cream. It was like Greek yogurt.
it was like Greek yogurt. It
Yeah,
was so thick.
it was
yeah.
incredible.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's the food and trying out different things, and it's very multicultural because it's a tourist town, so they have people coming from all over. So if I want German food, I can find it. If I want,
Yeah.
I can find different foods because they're so used to tourists here. So
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah.
Not as good as sushi. You guys in Vancouver, I know we have the best sushi. Sushi isn't as good as Vancouver, but really
Not- and if
amazing
you
to
need,
try different
and
things.
if you need a good cinnamon roll, they're not far.
They're not far. I can even get a cinnamon roll without leaving the pool. Okay, it's how gifted.
Yes.
But so the people, the weather obviously is
Yeah.
a big thing because
Yeah.
even when it rains, it doesn't rain for long.
No.
It's like
And it's not. And you're
tropical
right.
rain.
It's not cold.
Not a cold rain.
It's not a
I've
cold
walked
rain.
out in it many times, no problem.
And it goes without saying the men are not bad either. We'll just
No.
say it. We're just gonna put
No.
it out there. That's all we're
It's-
gonna say. That's all we're gonna say.
We don't need to say more than that.
Nah.
Yeah. My friend asked me. She goes. Could I come down there and find a man? I said anybody can come down and find what they want. Anybody.
Anybody.
They got what you want here. No
They
problem.
got what you want here. But with the things that we love always come with challenges, or the things that you drive you
Pitfalls?
crazy. Pitfalls. That's a good word. I've never used that.
Pitfalls.
I call it the really moment. Really, is this happening right now? Really?
My friend calls it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's his tagline. Hashtag. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Or I have a friend who said, she goes, I don't I'm confused. She goes,
Here's
"I don't
here's
understand,
the
I'm
pitfall.
confused."
There's one
Yeah.
pitfall. Okay,
Yeah.
one pitfall is they all drive like race car drivers,
Yeah.
but they're never on time. I don't understand this. How can they drive fast all the time but still never be on time?
Time is an
Right?
illusion.
It's an illusion here, right? Because we're in a tropical country and it's like island time most
Yeah.
of the time. But they still drive really fast like race car drivers.
Yeah.
Now, luckily for me, I was taught to drive by a race car driver
Yeah.
in the pineapple fields of Hawaii when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So I'm like that, but I don't drive very often because of that. I'm a little too aggressive.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't. I mean, I think if you hold your own, you're fine here.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've
Motos
noticed-
not having lights on them at night, that's a
Yeah.
pitfall. Okay, you can never see
Yeah.
these guys coming. Okay.
Yeah, we almost hit one,
Yeah, it's so easy because
And
they don't
it's
have lights on
scary.
their
and it's.
I've
scary.
never driven anywhere where you can drive a dump truck with no metal on it except for the dump thing.
I know.
We would not be allowed to drive these vehicles where we come from.
No.
So that's a pitfall. That could be a bit scary when you first get here.
Yeah.
But just like anywhere, you learn to do it within the thing. It's not like worse drivers than we're from.
Yeah.
You know, there's just, one road. And the second day I had a vehicle here, okay, second day of driving, I'm driving down the road and all of a sudden there's 50 motos coming towards me in all lanes. I just stopped and let them go past.
What are you
The
gonna
guy
do?
behind me was mad that I stopped. I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't even know how to drive forward. They're all coming towards
Yeah.
me, right? Because here's what they do. Once or twice a year,
Yeah.
okay, the police put out barricades to try and catch all of the guys not
Yes.
wearing helmets.
Oh, yeah,
Once or
that's a
twice a
thing
year,
here.
okay? Yeah.
That's a thing.
And here's what they do. All of the moto guys gather together at one end of the road, and then they go, uno, dos, tres, and they all go at once because they know the cops can only catch one or two. So two sacrifice for like 40, right? And they do this. It was, I can tell you, laughed my butt off watching
but
this.
it's one of these things that it's almost surreal because back home this would not be acceptable or
No.
this would not be tolerated or any of the things. But what makes it work here is that everybody is on the same plane.
On the same page about it, yeah.
Everybody, like nobody, yesterday I did short stop to turn into the gas station and the guy behind me, beeped. And with good reason, he beeped.
Fair enough.
But guess what? Do you want to know how many people short stop in front of me every day?
Every day.
But people don't generally get upset because everybody's doing.
And they don't just honk their horn here if they're going to hit you. They honk their horn for warning way more than
Yeah.
we do. Like they
Yeah.
give you a honk honk coming, honk honk right behind you, honk honk.
Yeah.
Like they do it for everything,
Yeah.
right? I was
And
like,
it
why are they
works.
honking at me all the
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
I was like scared when I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
But
Absolutely.
again, you get used to the way that
Yeah.
people do business even, right?
Yeah.
They do seem to have a lot more holidays here than, I'm always turning around. There's always some sort of holiday they're celebrating. I'm like, what are we celebrating now?
They're clustered. I think that's what happens. So if anybody's thinking of, they're admiring that we're in the pool on a Sunday morning.
That's right.
Even though it's cloudy.
Love my pool time.
What are your top tips for them to come down here? Like, what are the
Well,
couple
first of all,
things
when you
that they
get-
should do?
The first thing is come check it out.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was not normal, right?
Well,
I just
neither-
arrived and
us
I didn't
too.
really, but I had a friend who was already here and was telling me a little bit, and stuff like that. Make sure you can support yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come check it out and then go and stay in different neighborhoods
Yeah.
because, every neighborhood is a little bit different. When I first got here, there was one neighborhood where I really liked the people, but the amenities and everything else sucked. And then there was one place where I really liked the amenities and I really liked the people, but the building and the place I was living in actually sucked. So I think I stayed a month in different locations just to check out the neighborhoods and the people and the stuff.
It's a really important strategy to do. So if you're not sure if you want to do this or not,
vacation. Go stay a week in different places. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that we did was we actually did a 10-day Airbnb stay and we lived. So it was really about going to do groceries and walking to the places and really feeling like what that would feel like. This was before we came here. And that really gave us a sense of, this would be going to a Colmado would be like, this is like going to the beach.
By the way, you can get antibiotics at the Clamato. Just so you know, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a different. Here's another pitfall though. Is when you first come here, it is hard to maintain a work schedule because it feels like you're on vacation.
in the beginning,
In the beginning,
you have to give
right?
yourself the honeymoon period.
It's
for sure.
probably at least 6 months before you get into like literally a routine and it feels like life
Yeah.
instead of, you know, a sideline to life or
Yeah.
something, you know, a sidebar.
Absolutely.
Right. And, you know, I'm a gringa, she's a gringa. You know, what we can get and what the locals can get is different. So make local friends as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
Right. And here's what I did before I even had, you know, a local boyfriend who could speak Spanish. I would go to stores and stuff and I would take a picture of something that I really liked or wanted.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would go and I would show one of my house cleaner or somebody. I said, I want this. Could you go get me this? And then they would go and get it and they would pay like half of what I would have to pay or something, right?
Yeah. I tell them now, I said, I live here. I want the living here
I want
price.
the local price.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
local price. No gringa price. Give me the local price. But that's everywhere in other foreign countries. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Make friends with the locals
Make
and
friends
you
with
will
the
be
locals.
fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose to do. And if you want to do this, go down in the description. I'm going to put Shawn's contact info. So if you're looking for, because you're a business coach, we didn't talk
I'm
about
a coach.
that part.
Yep.
But we'll put her information there, contact information, so you can reach out to her. If you're looking to relocate and you're not sure where to start, let's have a 50-minute conversation, see if we're a good fit, and see if I can help you do this crazy thing.
I wish I'd had a little bit more help. That probably would have made it a bit easier.
Yeah.
Took me a little bit
Me
longer
too.
to get my you-know-what together because there wasn't, you know, that kind of help. But yeah.
Exactly. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, awesome.
During your pool time.
Full time.
Whatever you choose to do, have an incredible day, and I'll see you soon in the next episode. Bye for now.